So, huge sadness in the news last week, reading about the death of Charlie Kirk. And actually, full confession, I didn't even know who he was before that tragic event last week. And it's been really sad, not only obviously it's greatly sad to see anybody killed in such circumstances, but also to see some of the reactions that have been really unpleasant in terms of almost celebrating his death. We're living in turbulent times. We're living in an era when people of different political, cultural, religious persuasions are really at each other in our society. And that begs the question, how should we as Christians respond? And I think the Bible gives us plenty of guidance as to how to respond in a godly way in a culture which is it feels like is increasingly at each other's throats. I think we have to be careful. We ourselves, of course, have opinions. And it is tempting for us to, take up arms and join in the battle and become ourselves very forceful and aggressive for our own beliefs. And I think, brothers and sisters, we need to really recommit ourselves to speaking in a Christ-like way. Now, Jesus, of course, could be very provocative in his speech, so it's not that there's never a place for it, but we do have to be careful that we're not unwise or foolish in our speech. The book of Proverbs in particular has a great deal to say about the fool just opens their mouth, and when they open their mouth, out comes a torrent of just ill-considered, ill-thought-through feelings. When as Christians we are called to speak with moderation, with wisdom, with love in our hearts, and as Ephesians says, within the Christian community in particular, to speak the truth in love and to hold these two things together. So as you participate in discussions, whether they're online or in-person discussions, I urge you to be prayerful, humble, wise. You know what? It's always fine not to say anything. But if you are going to say something, as a wise person once said, make sure you're improving on the silence. And try to make sure that whatever you speak, it is said with humility, and it is said with love in your heart for those that you are speaking to, and a desire to win people rather than just impose your opinion. In 1 Peter we are told to always be ready to give a reason for the hope that we have, but to do so with gentleness and respect. Winning an argument always comes secondary to trying to win the person that we're speaking to. So brothers and sisters, let's not get involved in culture wars and try and squash opposition by clever rhetoric or aggressive speech. Instead, let's be winsome. Let's follow the Apostle Paul's example and become all things to all people, so that in every way imaginable we can win people to Christ. Let's be peacemakers in this society, which is, it seems, disappearing down a path of hostility. God bless you.